So, our next guest is a first-time visitor. So we're happy to have him here all the way from Franklin, Mass. Please welcome Danny MacDonald.
Wow, thank you. I don't know if I'm able to follow up after that. You do realize that I found that very offensive. I can't spell. Yeah, you're laughing. I just actually celebrated a very special holiday to me, Martin Luther King Day. Thank you. Because I know what it feels like to be Martin Luther King. It's true. In the 4th grade, we had a history day at our school, and I chose to be Martin Luther King. True story. And it wasn't just because it was the first book I saw in the library, all right? It was because I thought the resemblance was uncanny, okay? I'm still pretty peeved off that Oprah didn't cast me in the Selma movie. So I sat there and I picked out this book, the biography of Martin Luther King, and my parents were so surprised that I could even read. They didn't even fight me on it. They're like, sure. They're like, dude, I had no idea you could finish a book. That's great. So here I am. I show up to History Day, and I'm dressed in suit pants, a white button-down shirt, a black tie, and a pencil-thin mustache I drew on with my mom's mascara. Okay? I mean, like I was saying, Martin Luther King. And so I go into class, and my teacher, Ms. Doherty, is thrilled I'm dressed like this because she hates me. Okay? And she's hoping that all the other students are going to find this offensive and kick the crap out of me. True story. A little backstory why she hates me. So her granddaughter came into class one day, and they're like, what did you think of my granddaughter today? And I was like, I thought she could be a model for Chef Boyardee. I'm kidding. Her face was too fat to fit on the can. Oh, no. What do you want me to do? I'm a 10-year-old wise guy, and her kid looked like Honey Boo Boo. And I just got detention for lying 10 minutes earlier, so, devil's advocate here. Come on. Yes, absolutely. So I'm sitting there, and I'm in class. And so all my other friends were all dressed up, and my teacher walks up to me, and she goes, oh, Daniel, I am so excited you are dressed like this. I thought that you were a little person for the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but this is much more offensive. Wait a minute. Let me fix your mustache. So she wipes her lips and wipes right down the middle. And I was like, gross. And it was evil. Because 5 minutes later, my buddy, who was dressed as Abe Lincoln, walks up to me and he goes, hey, man, it's pretty cool you dressed up as Adolf Hitler today. No. That is not the point. I am Martin Luther King is not Adolf Hitler. And I thought Abe Lincoln was supposed to be for the black man. And so I sat there and I'm like, I'm Martin Luther King. So he punches me in the stomach, and he runs over and high-fives my teacher, who gives him a fist pump. And it's just like the typical white man, to hit me in the stomach, give me my freedom, and run away. So anyways, it gets worse. So I'm sitting there, and at this point, little Adolf is standing in the corner, and my Jewish buddy and his parents walk by. And for some reason, I don't know if the sun was in my eyes, I was just like, hi, Ben. I'm reliving this as well, folks. And he sits there, and his dad's like, nope, not looking at this guy. He's dressed as Adolf Hitler. I fell for this one time. Ain't happening again. Oh, I think I see Elvis Presley over there. Let's follow that way. So I'm sitting there, and it couldn't get any worse, you'd say, right? Well, my friend Ishmael, who was the only black kid in our class, decided to stroll in late with his mom. Okay? So I'm sitting in the corner, and it's like all eyes in slow motion stop and gravitate to them and then little Martin Luther King. And at the same time, I go, hey, Ish, it's me, Dan. like he can't recognize who I am because I'm Martin Luther King. And so, as this is going, one of my friend's moms tries to block me out of the way so that my friend and his mom can't see me. And as she's coming across, I kid you not, my teacher pulls a Rob Gronkowski and just shoves her out of the way. And so they could see I was right there. So my friend and his mom walk up to me and she goes, "Danny, who you supposed to be, child?" And I was like, "I'm Martin Luther King." And she goes, "What?" And it's at this moment where everyone's expecting this tall woman to beat the crap out of this little kid. And it's at that moment she stares at me and she goes, "I can't believe it." Tears start running down her face. And she says, "I am so proud of you," and gives me a hug. And I was like, well, I did lead the Million Man March. I'd be pretty proud of me too. Single-handedly led the civil rights movement, NBD. Oh my God. So we have another very romantic holiday coming up here. I believe it's called President's Day. It's very, very romantic to me because in the 7th grade, I was a student council president. 3 months later, I was impeached. True story. I was the worst president on the planet. I skipped my inauguration so I could get high in the woods and missed it because I couldn't find my way out of the woods. That is unfortunate, but I'm not the first president who's done that, okay? And so I missed like 5 meetings in a row, and my VP was getting pissed. She's like, "What's going on, Dan?" And I was like, "My grandmother died." And she goes, 5 weeks in a row? And I go, "Hey, my grandfather's Mormon, and we will not be persecuted for our religion." All right? That man plays the accordion like an angel, and he gravitates women to him. It's not my fault that his God says it's okay. And I go like this to her. I go, "Excuse me, ma'am, have you ever seen Big Love?" And she goes, "No." And I go, "Why not?" She goes, "Because it's 1996 and it doesn't come out for another 10 years, Marty McFly." I was really high. I don't exactly remember how it went. But the straw that broke the camel's back was when I took the $300 Valentine's Day fund and just spent it all on candy and just threw it all into the crowd because I had a dream that I could be Willy Wonka for just one day. It was glorious. All right, I mean, what can you say? I mean, the only excuse I have was, in my defense, it was during the Clinton administration. All right, thank you very much for having me up here. I appreciate it.
Danny MacDonald, thank you, Danny. And Danny, I'm certain you were not the worst president ever.